Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk About It with Yogi Hamm. I'm Yogi Hamm, a Southern Viking. This is my garage, Slamming Ham Studios, what we call that. Yeah. Oh, and here's what. Oh, we've been doing them ghost stories. We've been doing a couple of them, and this one I'm telling right now, this one's called The House on Meads Rd. And that's about this short period of time I lived in this house. And some crazy crap happened the first night. Some crazy crap happened 2 or 3 days later after that. And then it kept happening. It kept happening stuff every now and then, just do stuff. And like for 6 damn months. But then all of a sudden it's like somebody turned that haunting switch off. And that was it. So, but I've already done in part 1 of the house on Meads Rd. I told you about that first night we moved in, and in part 2 of it, I told you about some stuff that we found out like the next couple of days. That's some. Imagine that, you sitting out there in the yard just tinkering with your car, standing there talking to one of your buddies, and then this woman come up. Oh, by the way, there's a fella in there named T, and that's where the Ouija board went when them women was playing with it. Remember that? And that's go listen to that. I can't get back into that. I got too much to tell in this one. So here's some things that happened. Now, I don't even know if they're in order or not, but these are some things that happened when I lived there, and it was unexplainable. Okay, so once here it was. There's a cabinet in the kitchen that every morning and it'd be open. Every morning you get up and it's open. You just walk by and shut it, and then later you come back by, it's open. You just shut it, and then so finally, one of the guys living there, my buddy Bug, he said, "You know what? I bet that little fastener just needs tightened up." And that just popping open from the way the house is settled. That cabinet ain't perfect no more, so now that just pops out. So he got in there and he put a whole new fastener in. It's tighter than hell. You had to push that cabinet shut like that. Boom. Next morning we got up, that thing was open. Now, I will give you this. One of them fellers or one of them women's in there could have got up in the night and snuck in there like this and did it and then left and laughing all the way back to bed. That could have happened. But everybody swore it didn't. I know everybody real good. We wouldn't have moved in people we didn't know good. I don't think they'd have lied about it. I think at this point, after all them years, they'd have come to me and said, "Oh, hey, remember that? I got you." No, they didn't. They swore them down. They wasn't doing it. And then one night I was standing there talking to Rusty Deal. We was in the kitchen, and over his shoulder I was talking to him. He's facing me like that. And this phone's still jacked up. It's still reversed. I can't get it. It did an update, and now it's just reversed. Now it's just there ain't no option of turning it back. There's a selfie mode, but I've got that disabled. And before you, I've already gone and I've abled it, and then disabled it, and then restarted the phone, done all that. And I've watched videos, it's still jacked up. And that update took away my ability to be able to switch it back. Ain't even asked me. I'm hot about that. Yeah, I'm hot about that. Anyhow, let's get back to the ghost story. So, another thing, I was talking to my buddy, Rusty Deal, and right behind me there's a potted plant in the hallway, and that stick, it's growing up, so there's a stick in there for it to kind of grow with. All of a sudden we're talking, all of a sudden that cabinet pop open, and that stick in the plant just fell out on the floor. And we was like, "What the hell just happened? And what was that all about? Why all that just happened at the same time like that?" And we was freaked out, and I said, "Well, maybe that stick wasn't down deep enough, and just over time it's just kind of got loose, and then that time it was when it just fell." And Rusty Dill said, I ain't buying that bullshit. I was like, all right, easy down. Like it. But, so I went over, I picked that stick up, and that stick was like in the dirt about that much so you could tell, but it had been watered, so that stick was wet that damn far down, so it wasn't up far enough where it just fall over. That thing had been watered that day, and that stick was wet all the way like that. Yeah, that happened. And then, one time I come home, I went out to the mall. I come home, I had drive over next county, go to the mall. And I went in there and I come home. And then when I walked in the house, woo, see, when you walk in the front door like this, there's an aquarium right here. Like right when you walk in, there's an aquarium. There's stairs going up to the upstairs, and there's a big ass aquarium. And then there's going into the hallway, kitchen, and bathrooms, and then living room, and then another one going in the dining room, and you can go back in the kitchen. And everybody's sitting there, and I'm like, what you watching? And they're like, The Exorcist is on. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll watch it since there's like 5 of us. So I'm leaning on the damn door. I'm leaning on the door frame like that, just leaning on that damn door. My back to the screen door. And that aquarium's right there. And we're watching it, and it comes to a part, and it's getting starting to get creepy and everything. All of a sudden, big old jar of fish food flew off the aquarium. It didn't just like vibrate like off. It vibrated off from the motor and the pump and everything, and just vibrated off. It went out and dropped, and my buddy on the couch, Bug, seen it too, because he had looked up to me and saw it, and he knew it didn't just fly. It didn't fly off like go shooting across the room, but it like went out and then dropped. It didn't like vibrate off like that. Me and Bug saw that. And, he ain't gonna lie for me. He ain't gonna be like that. We good friends. He'd probably help me hide a body if I had to. He probably would. But he ain't gonna lie for me. So, but all that happened, boy, over the period of time. And then there was a period, like I said, about 6 months in, stuff like that was happening. That's the ones I remember. And then, there was a time I woke up on Saturday, I slept in a little bit on Saturday, sat up, and my dog, I had told you, had that, she part a chow and part sheepdog. I called her Sheepdog, and her name was Wicked. And that dog loved me. I said, come here. She'd be all over me if I said that. But I woke up and she was sitting on the foot of the bed down there like that. And she was looking up at the ceiling, but not straight up, but at an angle like that. And that's what, because right above us was just nothing. There was an extended part of the roof. But where she was looking, there was an attic. That dog was looking, and I said, Wicked. And she didn't budge. Usually that dog come running when I say something. I said, Wicked. And she just kept looking. Finally, I tapped her on the butt with my foot, and I said, Wicked. And she looked at me just like that. She was looking at that, and she looked at me like that. And then looked right back up there. And so I started getting to I was like, well, one of the guys is probably up there. No, nobody's home. And that dog wasn't paying me shit attention while she was looking at it. Finally, I went upstairs, looked around. When I come back, she was acting normal again. So when they always say kids and little babies and kids and dogs see shit for the rest of us dumbasses do. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop right there because we just barely under budget, and I'm gonna keep it that way so we can do. But something happened. There was a little break, and things calmed down like they never existed in the first place. And then all of a sudden there was a big one night, and then that was it. After that, there was nothing else. But I'm gonna next part 4. I'm gonna tell you about that. Song I want you to go listen to from 1996. It's by the Cowboy Junkies, and it's called Speaking Confidentially. Speaking Confidentially by the Cowboy Junkies. Go listen to that. Tell me what you think. Share your ghost stories with us. Leave a comment. Okay, bye.